Hello folks, it's JDporkchop and welcome to another episode of Rotarycraft Infinity. Today we're going to pick up where we left off in the last episodes, which was we were building these steam boilers to get our steam power going. And so now we're going to actually have to build the fuel creation part of this contraption. So I've done a little bit of work off camera, just making all the machines that I showed you in the last episode. I'm going to quickly just show you again. So we have the still. We need 3 of these. These are built like so. Sturdy casing is just bronze in a chest shape. Then we have squeezers, which is tin on the side, and glass at the top and bottom. And then fermenters. These are bronze gears. Okay. So we're going to start with sticking down the 2 fermenters first, I think. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've built one of these, so I'm going to try and remember the recipe, the layout of it all. But hopefully we shouldn't have too much of a problem. So these are the things that are actually going to make the fuel. So we're going to have water in one and fruit juice in another. So I need to figure out what we're going to do. So I think this one on the right we're going to actually connect up to our water system. So I'm going to stick a pipe straight underneath and connect it up here. This is the water that's going up into the steam boilers. Just connect it here. There we go. So that one's now filling up with water. The 2 squeezers. Now, how do I want to do this? Well, actually, before we do that, we'll do the ones at the front. So this is going to make biomass, and then that is going to get put into these 3 stills, which we will stick at the front here. And this is what will actually make the final ethanol. So all this basically does is just cook it from the biomass into the ethanol. Okay? And then on the top here, there's a few different parts I want to fit. So first I want to stick some hoppers on the side of these with a barrel on each. And these barrels are going to have the void thing attached to them, but we'll sort that out in a second. And then, now let me think, do I want to take... No. So we're going to connect this here like so. No, yeah. You can tell I've only just come back from holiday, which I mentioned in the short update Armor 3 video I sent the other day, and my head is still not in the Minecraft game. It's been obviously been almost a week since I played this, so it took me a wee while to kind of, right, where was I, figure out what I was doing. Right, so we're going to stick the stills on the top here, and like so. No, okay. This is just gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way. There we go. Right. So we'll stick 1 still there, 1 there. I'm sure I can knock that down 1, and then if I disconnect it from there, that's what I'll do. Does it work on these? No. Roll this up. So I'll try. Okay. So let's see if it'll work like this. And then we need to disconnect here. Okay, so what's going to happen here is these are going to have apples fed into them, which will turn into apple juice, which will be fed into this one, and this one's going to be fed water. It's a multiplier, so this one will create slightly more than this one, but I don't think I have enough apples to run them both on apple juice. This squeezer will also, from that, squeezing the apples, will make, I can't remember the name of the stuff that comes out of it actually, but there's like a leftover product, like the crushed apple. It's like a biomass stuff, and that's going to go down, and it's going to go into one of these two slots here. So it'll be fed out into this, so there's a surplus of it always kept, and then down into the fermenters. The fermenters will mix that apple juice and biomass in this one, and in this one it'll be water and biomass, and ferment it into the liquid biomass, which then goes into the stills. Stills suck it up, it goes into these two over here as a biofuel, and that should mean that this entire system is completely renewable, because the apples and the trees, the saplings, oh that's it, and then obviously saplings have to go in there somewhere, are completely renewable. So I'm hoping that it should be like pretty much continuous, but we'll see. So next is going to be, I think, right, so we need to connect this up to the logistics system next. So we have some unrouted ones here, which if we just go down this way, I've already cut all this out, ready to go. Right. Where's my basic? It's there. So I'm going to have to break this, put down a basic, because it's a junction, and use the unrouted all the way down to here. Right, let's have a look. Yeah, this will do. Just pull this back a little bit first to fill that hole in. Done. So, what do we need to put on the back of these? Let's think. We need... Okay. And then get some basic in between these two, in between these two. And then, well, that doesn't need to be a basic, does it? In all honesty, those middle ones probably don't need to be basic either. But I think I'll just leave them just as kind of like a extra. Okay, so that connects there, and then connect them at the bottom maybe? Just put a basic in as well. I'm not quite sure. I don't think that needs to be a basic. Actually, I'm almost positive it doesn't need to be. But we'll just, yeah, rather be safe than sorry. Okay, so next we need to go into this and put in the active supplier module. And into this one. I should have grabbed some apples while I was at it. Quickly jump through here and get some apples. Okay. Let me think. So we hit this. Say keep half a stack in there. And this one, keep half a stack. I don't think there's a supplier module hooked up to the apple thing yet, so it's not going to start putting any apples in yet. Am I putting them in the wrong one? I am. Right, so no, it's the top one I need it in. This is for saplings. So let's try that again. So yeah, like I said, I'm just back from holiday. I went out to Cyprus in the Mediterranean. It was very nice, lovely country, lovely people. I was out there for a wedding. My partner, her brother was getting married, so I was there for that, and it was yeah, it was really good. Cyprus is definitely a little warmer than Scotland, that's for sure. Right, so we're going to go around the back here and hook this up to Vida, And yeah, that should be that. And there we go. See all the apples zooming out? We put one hand here. That should start that. The only thing it doesn't have right now is power, which we will work on in a second. Just trying to think. Because eventually the power, the big battery thing that's in the wall over there, I want to stick it in this one. Because this is going to be like the power room. And then that room through there is going to be the processing room. And we'll probably decommission those water mills at some point. Although I don't know, we might just leave them. I mean, they're not doing any harm. Or we could just hook them up to the machines upstairs. And then this stuff down here can kind of be as a running the bigger stuff. Like, eventually, the quarry should run off this. Because you don't want to be using nuclear power because it's not renewable. Right, so what's that? This mod has probably changed a fair bit since the last time I've used it. Anyway, do we have a power cable? No, I don't. Okay, so I'm going to do some tweaking here and there, add a couple of bits and bobs, and I'm going to hook up a power supply because I'm going to have to run a cable all the way from over there over to over here. So give me a little while to do that, and I'll be back in a second, guys. Okay, so here's what I've done. I've replaced this pipe with the Ender IO fluids conduit. The reason I've done this is I've got to run a power cable right up the center here, and so the pipe would have got in the way. But with the Ender IO pipes, you can actually have several pipes operating the same block, like the same space. So this takes that problem away. Also, I'm going to connect some item ducts up to this. There we go. And hook up. Where did I put them? There they are. These up so that they will start pulling out stuff when it's ready. And this only needs power now, I think. So we'll take some more of the power cable and run it. Don't worry about that connection because that's just the water pipe. It can't do anything. It's just a mistake. There we go. Now, as you can see, I have disconnected it to this one. So once again, the apple juice is only going to flow into this, and this one's going to be water. And there we go. It's starting to do its thing. And then the biomass stuff that gets created, mulch, that's it. I couldn't remember the name of the stuff. Mulch. That will get sucked up. We'll go through here, and then down into this. I think. I hope. There we go. I've connected these pipes up here to the logistics system as well, so they know to pull in saplings. So this will always keep 32 saplings. This one will always keep 32 apples. I might up it actually because it doesn't seem to. Oh no, it's keeping up okay. Right, so this isn't pulling out. There we go. And this one. So that's it, auto-extracting. And it should be putting. There we go. Then this is now making biomass. Right. So I'm just going to quickly grab my spanner and just tidy this up a little bit. It doesn't matter that they're connected, but it looks untidy. Okay. So everything should be working fine now. Yeah. Wow. This is like the smoothest thing that's ever gone on this show. Right, so we're gonna upgrade this and stick a void thing in it, so that if because this will make more mulch than it needs, like way more. So that's that all done. It doesn't seem it, but I promise you, it will make way more than it needs. Right, now I've got to think. What do we want to do with this? I think we'll just suck it out with this, I guess. Yeah, so put these on, set these to low, and this will now start making the biofuel. At least I hope it will. It seems to be doing something. I can't remember if this needs power or not. I'm pretty sure it probably does. So what we'll do with this one is just put it here and here. And there we go. Yep, there we go. So now it's got power to it. It's distilling the biomass stuff. This has all gone very, very smoothly. I'm waiting for something to explode. It'll happen. Something's gonna go wrong. It always does. So, tons of fruit juice, plenty of mulch. So this section's all working fine. This is now completely filled with biomass and is making ethanol. Perfect. So this will then get piped into these. These are the liquid fuel steam boilers. And the wood from the wood farm is going to... Well, there's two things going to happen with the wood. I'm going to put another 2 of these coke ovens here and here. So we'll have 4 in total, and then these blast furnaces are going to get recreated as the automatable ones, because this is the crude, this is the lowest tier one. Or I might just make railcraft blast furnaces, one or the other, so that I can automate the production of steel. You know, so like 1/10 of all the iron that we get out of this goes to making steel, or something like that. And what's going to happen is the coal from this, the charcoal from that, will go into the solid fuel one. But on top of that, because that won't be enough, I don't think, I'm quite sure it won't be enough to keep that running, is we're also going to have this thing having wood put into this as well, so it goes through the furnace, and that should keep it pretty good. I need to set up some sort of suction thing for all this experience that comes spewing out of here, but I really have no idea. Wow, this thing isn't keeping up at all. It's not even close to keeping up. Wow, we might have to... Well, I think in the next episode we're going to look towards making jet fuel. Or at least sort of kind of start doing that, or at least start doing something with Rotarycraft, because we haven't really done much of it lately. Anyway, one of the things I want to do is let this build up quite a reserve, because these things will burn a lot of biofuel at the beginning while they get hot. So I don't want to sort of like run out halfway through. Or what I might even do is fill them up with creosote oil, because I've got barrels and barrels of it. And then when they get a temperature, hook the biomass system up to it. But yeah, this is pretty much done. That's it. It's a working system. This will slowly fill up with mulch, and then any more that it gets created will get killed off. The apple juice will keep this one running and water in this one. And I might even add a couple more stills, because it seems to be that this is not keeping up with the amount of ethanol that we're making. But we'll see. So I'm going to patch all the holes in the floor, because we have lots of them, and hook up the power to hook up the fuel to our boilers, and we're going to start making electricity, hopefully. So give me 2 seconds, guys, and I'll be back again. Okay, guys, I've connected up a fluid duct here, just one of the Ender IO ones, so it can overlap with the power conduit. This runs off down this way, and I've stuck it into the back of a barrel, so we can have like a surplus. And as you can see, this is slowly filling up. It's going to take a little while, but it is getting there. I haven't connected it up to the final stage yet. I've left that turned off. But as soon as this barrel sort of gets, I don't know, maybe 100 buckets in there or something, we'll turn everything on. I may stick to what I said before and stick some creosote in first, just to get it warmed up, because it will take, I mean, you're talking real time, an hour for it to get to temperature, and then you just leave it at temperature, because it takes so long to heat up. So next thing we're going to do is we're going continue running our logistics pipe system, which I'm going to just stick a basic in here because it's a joint as always. Unrouted. That'll do. And then here we are going to, let me think, because we are, remember, we are going to put another one here at some point. So I think what the best way to do this would be get a basic one. Do I have any basic? Here we go. Put a basic one here, and then put a Mark 1 here and a Mark 1 here. Now this Mark 1 is redundant at the moment, but this one we will stick a active supplier module in, and I forgot to pick up some charcoal, but you get the idea. We're going to start pumping charcoal into this. I'll also start putting wood into one of our furnaces, just maybe doing like 2 bits at a time or something, just as a sort of ticking over in the background. I don't know, I'll work something out, work out what a system we're doing. Or what I could do, actually, there's a crazy thought, is stick a thermal expansion furnace like here, stick it right here, connect it up. So remember, the power system's going to be here, have a cable coming down, and have it completely separate. Although then what's the point of having those creosote, the coke ovens and stuff? So I don't know, I'll figure out a system, but basically this is how the charcoal is going to get into these, just through logistic pipes as an active supplier. I'll go grab some now so we can sort of see it in action. Let me grab some wood quickly and stick it in here, just to give that something to do and to give us a bit of, because there's only 1 stack here, so it's very quickly going to be running out. Yeah, let me stick it in. My inventory is full of rubbish. Right, there we go. That's plenty. Yeah, okay. The room is so noisy. It's the one thing about Rotarycraft, it is one noisy mod. Right, what was I doing? I was putting charcoal in this, wasn't I? Attention span of a fish today. Right, so always keep 1 stack in there? Half a stack? Let's say half a stack. Just cause. Right, is this connected? Doesn't look very. No, it's making it's doing its thing. See any charcoal coming? Oh, right now, if there was like next to none in there, and it's maybe not got a supplier thing connected to it. I don't know. Where is the charcoal? That one? It is that one. Ah, that is the issue. So stick a provider in there, and should see some. There we go. Big batch of it come flying out. Perfect. 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 So that will start getting. Like I said, that's going to take an hour minimum of real-time hour to get up to temperature. So we're going to leave that running for a while. I'll probably go and make a new what do you call it, power capacitor thing to stick into this wall, or I might just rip the one that's in that wall out and move it over to there, because like I said, I want this to be a power room and then that one to be a production room, for them to have very kind of separate uses. How are we doing with mulch? Yeah, we're doing fine. Well, there you go. That one's already at 64, a little bit in there. So this will make more than it needs, but it will just start voiding it, so it doesn't. There isn't like it doesn't get choked up, you know. Yeah, I'm really happy with this. This is the first build that has gone completely to plan. I'm gonna have to remember this one as being the all-time success story. And it's I mean, I love this design. I've built it hundreds of times before because it's so compact. You know, it's just, this is it. You I mean, you could make it smaller by taking the logistic pipes at the back and doing it with ender pipes coming up here and going into each, but that becomes a little tricky. And for the sake of it being one block longer, I'd rather just use the logistic pipes. But yeah, it's a good design. I like it. Anyway, guys, I am going to cut it here. I'm going to finish off a couple of little bits. Set up, make sure the wood supply is going to be cool. I'm going to probably fit those 2 coke ovens where I said I would. We might get that advanced blast furnace made today. And while I'm doing that, this will fill up. And that will heat up. And then I can come back once those 2 things have happened. We can hopefully turn these on. See that working. And that should be us be able to wrap up the episode there. Okay, guys, so I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Okay, guys, so what we have, this is now fully at temperature, or almost fully at temperature, a little bit to go. So as you can see, it's still burning charcoal reasonably quickly. I've moved these through to here because I figured, well, this is the fuel room and the energy room and stuff, so these kind of make more sense in here. So I've moved all of these through here. I'm going to put a 5th one in. I've got more clay cooking upstairs to make some more bricks. I'll put the 5th one in. So they're all hooked up to the logistics system. I'll show you everything downstairs that we've done. So just simple. I provide what's the name of the thing? I can't remember the name of them. An active supply module and an extractor module. So nothing fancy there, and then this is just pulling all the creosote oil out into this barrel. Eventually we'll have some sort of tank, maybe like a railcraft tank or something, I'm not quite sure yet. Maybe in that wall there, or in the back wall, or somewhere around there. This is still running absolutely fine. I think maybe put 2 more stills on it, as it seems to be like making biomass way quicker than we can make cook it down to the ethanol. And I've just turned these on, so these aren't going to be particularly hot yet. Yeah, 67, 68, so there's still got tons of steam left in it. I ran some creosote through it, then forgot to put the ethanol, so it got pretty hot and then cooled down again. So I thought I'll stuff it, I'll just put the ethanol. But that barrel down there is almost full. So yeah, all in all, it's looking good. I've done some work on the logistical system through here. Just been tweaking this and tweaking. I'm going to start adding into this one as well now, because all the chests upstairs are getting overflowing. So that's what I'll work on in between episodes. And then I'm going to tidy all this up because it looks like a bomb went off in the back of this room. Obviously that was where the energy was and the 2 coke ovens. Tidy up all the cabling because it all looks a bit higgledy-piggledy down there. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. So I think the only last thing really is waiting for these to all get to temperature. This one already is. This one's been going for quite some time now, and they are banging out a fair amount of power. The one major issue we have to be careful of, and I think has already become a problem, is that this cable will only hold 640 RF a tick, where these engines, if I'm correct, create 80. So this is no way is this cable holding the amount of power that we're creating. So that's why they're running at such a, 14. It's running at 14 RF a tick. Because there's so much energy being produced, it literally physically cannot get it into the battery quick enough. But also the battery, we are using, I don't know how much is going out. There'll be a fair bit going into this, I would imagine. And then all the other machinery and stuff. But we're not using a lot of power right now. So if we're losing some, it doesn't really matter. It will maybe matter later on when we have more machinery. But yeah, I'm very happy with this. I think this has been a very successful build compared to some of the other stuff we've built, and it's all kind of gone a bit higgledy-piggledy. So yeah, I'd love to know what you think about this. This is one of my favorite designs. I use this, and I've been using this design for almost, I don't know, 2-3 years as being my primary energy kind of creation system. So I know that this works well. But we're going to, obviously, this is just going to be a temporary thing. And hopefully, in the nearish future, we're going to build a pebble bed reactor. But then we might keep this as like a backup and have the pebble beds maybe creating just mechanical power or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get there. But a pebble bed is basically the lowest tier of nuclear reactor on our road to fusion power, which should be kind of exciting. Okay, folks, I've just checked the recording and it's definitely wrapping up time. So I want to thank you for watching the episode. I hope you really enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed watching this being built. If you have, a like and a subscribe would be really appreciated. It does help the channel. And I will catch you all in the next episode. I've been JDporkchop. This has been Rotarycraft Infinity. And I will catch you later.